John chapter 11. Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. This Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. When he heard this, Jesus said, This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sisters and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days. And then he said to his disciples, Let us go back to Judea. For Rabbi, they said, a short while they tried to stone you, and yet Jesus answered, I do not hear hours this daylight. Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see this world's light. It is when a person works at night that they stumble, for others have the light. After he had stated this, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I am going to wake him up. His disciples replied, Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better. Jesus had been speaking of his death, for his disciples thought he meant not to sleep. So then he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead. Dead. I am glad I was there, so that you may believe. But let us go to him. Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, Let us also go, that is, died with him. Only alive, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now there was Lazarus 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in the loss. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went up to meet him, but Mary stayed at home. Martha said to Jesus, If you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, God will give you whatever you ask. Jesus said to her, Your brother will rise again. I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Yes, Lord, she replied. I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is to come into the world. After she had said this, she went back and called her sisters Mary aside. The teacher is here, she said, and is asking for you. When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and entered. Now Jesus had not yet entered the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who had been with Mary in the house comforting noticed how quickly she got up and went out, they followed her, supposing she was going to the tomb to mourn there. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weep, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, she was deeply troubled. Where have you laid him? He asked. Come and see, Lord, they replied. They replied, Jesus wept. Then the Jews said, See how he loved him. But some of them said, could not he
who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man
from dying? Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to tomb.
It was
It was a cave
with
is the
a stone
stone
laid
laid
across the
across.
entrance. Take
Laid
away the
the
stone, he
script.
said. But Lord, said Martha, the sister
This
of the dead man, by this
By
time
this
there
time
is a
there
bad
is a
odor,
bad odor.
for he has been there 4 days.
4 days.
Then
Then
Jesus said,
said,
Did I not
Did
tell you that
I
if you
not
believe,
tell you?
you will see the glory of God? So
So
they
they
took away
looked
the
up
stone.
at the stone.
Then
Then
Jesus
Jesus
looked up and said,
Father,
Father,
I
I
thank you
that you have
that
heard
you
me.
have heard me.
I knew
I
that
knew
you
that you
always
always
hear
hear
me.
me.
But I said this for the benefit
benefit
of
of
the people standing
the
here,
standing here,
that they may
that they may
believe that
believe
you
that
sent
you
me.
sent me.
When
When
he had said this,
this, Jesus
Jesus
called
called
in a loud voice,
Lazarus,
Lazarus, come out.
The dead
The
man
dead
came
man
out,
came out,
his
his
hands and feet wrapped
were
with strips of linen, and a
and
cloth
a
around
cloud
his
around
face.
his face.
Jesus
Jesus
said to them,
said to them,
Take off
Take off
the
the
grave
grave
clothes
clothes
and
and
let him
let him go.
go.
Therefore,
Many
many
of
of
the
the
Jews
Jews
who
who
had come to visit Mary
Mary
and had seen what Jesus did, believed in him.
believed in him.
But some
But
of them
some
went
of them
to the
went to the
Pharisees
Pharisees and told
what
them
Jesus
what
had done.
Jesus done.
Then the
Then the
chief
chief
priests
priests
and the Pharisees called a meeting of the
Sanhedrin.
What are
What
we
is
accomplishing? They
accomplishing?
asked.
Here
Here
is
is
this man
performing
performing
many
many
signs.
signs.
If we let
If
him
you
go
let
on
him
like
go
this,
on like this,
everyone will
everyone will
believe in him.
believe in him.
And then the Romans will come and take away
both
both our temple
and our nation. And the
Then
nation.
Caiaphas, who was
Once the high
that
priest
year,
spoke up.
You know
You
nothing
know
at all.
nothing at all.
You do not realize
that it is better for you
that one man
that
die
men
for
will
the
die
people
for people.
than that the whole nation perish. He
He
did not
did not
say
say
this
this on his
but
own,
as high
but as
priest
a
that
priest,
year, he prophesied that
prophesied
Jesus would die for the Jewish nation, and not only
and
for that
on
nation,
the
but
nation,
also
but
for the
also for the
scattered
scattered
children
children
of
of
God, to
God,
bring them
to
together
bring them together and make them one.
So
So
from
from
that
that
day
day
on,
on,
they
they
planned to take his life.
plot.
Therefore, Jesus no
Jesus
longer
no
moved about
longer moved
publicly among the
around
people of Judea.
Judea.
Instead, he
he
withdrew to a region
withdrew
near the
the
wilderness, to a village called Ephraim, where he stayed with his disciples. When it was almost time for the Jewish Passover, many went up from the country to Jerusalem for their ceremonial cleansing before the Passover. They kept looking for Jesus, and as they stood in the temple courts, they asked one another, What do you think? Isn't he coming to the festival at all? But the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who found out where Jesus was should report it so that they might arrest him.
Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. This Mary, whose brothers Lazarus now lay sick, was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love received. When he heard this, Jesus said, This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days. And then he said to his disciples, "Let us go back to Judea." For Levi, they said, "A short while ago, the Jews there tried to stone you, and yet you are going back." Jesus answered, "Are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by this world's light. It is when a person walks at night that they stumble, for they have no light." After he had said this, he went on to tell them, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep." Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I am going there to take him up. But I am going there to wake him up. For I am going there to wake him up. His disciples replied, "Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better." Jesus had been speak of his death, for his disciples thought he meant that natural sleep. So then he told them plainly, "Lazarus is dead, and for your sake I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. For let us go to him." Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." When he is alive, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in the loss of their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him, for Mary stayed at home. "Lord," Martha said to Jesus, "if you had been here, my brother would not have died. For I know that even now, God will give you whatever you ask." Jesus said to her, Your brother will rise again." Martha answered, "I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me live or die. Do you believe this?" "Yes, Lord," she replied. "I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is to come into the world." After she had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary aside. "The teacher is here," she said, "and is asking for you." When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not entered the village, for was still at the place where Martha and Mary. When the Jews who had been with Mary in the house confronting her, naughty, confessing her.
The teacher is here, she said, and is asking for you. When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to him. Now, Jesus had not yet entered the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who had been with Mary in the house comforting her noticed how quickly she got up and went out, they followed her. Mary in the house comforting her noticed how quickly she got up and went out. They followed her. So
when the Jews who had been with Mary in the house comforting her noticed how quickly she got up and went out, they followed her. Noted how quickly she got up and went out. They followed her. Noted how quickly she got up and went out. They followed her, supposing she was going to the tomb to mourn there. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been heard, many brothers would not have died. Many brothers would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along is also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and trembled. "Where have you laid him?" he asked. "Come and see, Lord," they replied. Jesus wept. When the Jews said, "See how he loved him," but some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?" Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone light across the entrance. Light across the entrance. "Take away the stone," he said. "For Lord," said Martha, the sister of the dead man, "by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there 4 days." Then Jesus said, "Did I not
to mourn there. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled.
When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along also weeping, she was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been hurt, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along also weeping, she was deeply moved in spirit and troubled.
"Where have you laid him?" he asked. Come and
Come
see,
and
Lord,"
see,
they
they
replied.
replied.
Jesus wept.
Jesus wept.
Then the
Then
Jews
the
said,
Jews said,
"See
"She
how he
had
loved
loved
him."
him." But
some of them said, "Could not
"God,
he who opened the
When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, she was
When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping,
so weeping.
he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. "Where have you laid him?" he asked. Come and see,
Come and
Lord,"
see,
they
Lord,
replied. Doubt. They followed her,
They followed,
supposing she was
supposing
going
she
to the
was going
tomb
to
to
the tomb
mourn
no
there.
more there.
When
When
Mary
Mary
reached the place
reached the
where Jesus
place
was and saw
and
him,
saw him,
she fell at
she
his
fell
feet
at
and
his
said,
feet and said,
"Lord,
"Lord,
if you
if
had
you
been
had
here,
been here,
my brother
my
would
brother
not have
would not
died."
have died."
When
When
Jesus saw her
Jesus saw
weeping,
her weeping,
and the
and Jesus
Jews
saw her
who had come along with her also
weeping,
he was
he
deeply
was
moved in
deeply
spirit
in
and
spirit
troubled.
and troubled.
"Where have you
Where
laid
have
him?"
laid him? He asked.
Come
Come and see, Lord,
they
they
replied.
replied.
Jesus
Jesus
wept.
wept. Then
the
the
Jews
Jews
said,
said,
"See
"See
how
how
he loved him."
loves him."
But some
But
of them
some
said,
of them said,
"Could not
"Could
he
not
who
he
opened the eyes?"
When the Jews who had been with Mary in the house, confronting her, notice how quickly she got up and went out. They followed her, supposing she was going to the tomb to mourn there. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been hurt, many brothers would not have died. Many brothers is not have died. Many brothers is not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along,
When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. "Where have you laid him?"
When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along were also happy. He was deeply moved in spirit and trembled. Where have you led him? He asked. Come and see, Lord, they replied. Just wait in the Jews' bed. See how he loved him. For some of them said, he loved him. Who opened the eyes of the blind man. Have kept this man from die. Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave. It was stone laid across the entrance. Take away. It was a cave. It's a stone laid across the entrance. Take away the stone, he said. For Lord, said Martha, and sister of the dead man, by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there 4 days. Then Jesus said, He
asked, Come and see, Lord. They replied. Jesus wept.
Then the Jews said, She had loved him. But some of them said, Could not be open the eyes of the blind man. Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was cave, is the stone laid across.
Take away the stone, he said. But Lord, said Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been dead 4 days. Then Jesus said, Did I not tell you? Did I not? You will see God. For Lord, said Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there 4 days. Then Jesus said, Did I not tell you? 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 Did I not? By this time there is bad odor, for he has been there 4 days. Then Jesus said, Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you? Then Jesus said, Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? So, the glory of God?
So they took away the stone. Then Jesus looked up and said, Father, I thank you that you heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, and they believe that He sent me. Take away the stone, he said. For Lord, said Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there 4 days. Then Jesus said, Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? So they took away the stone. Then Jesus looked up and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you already hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, then they may believe that you sent me. When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice,
When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice,
Lazarus, come
"Come
out.
out."
Come out.
The dead
The
man
dead
came
man
out, his hands
his
and
hand
feet wrapped
with
with
le-
strips of linen and a cloth around his face.
When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out! Lazarus, come out! The dead man came out, his hands and feet wrapped in strips of linen, and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, "Take off the grave clothes and let him go." Lap his hands and feet wrapped his straps. The dead man came out. His hands and feet wrapped with straps is linen. Straps, lap. The dead man came out. His hand.
Knew that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you sent me. When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out."
Come out.
The dead
The
man
dead man came out.
his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, "Take off the grave clothes and let him go."
But I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you sent me. When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." The dead man came out. His hands and feet wrapped his straps. His hands and feet wrapped his straps of linen, and a cloth around and a cloth around his face. The dead man came out. His hands and feet were wrapped with straps of linen. The dead man came out. His hands and feet wrapped with straps. His hands and feet wrapped with straps of linen, and cloth, and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, "Take off the grave clothes a cloth around his face." Jesus said to them, "Take off the grave clothes and let him go." Therefore, many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. and a cross around its base. Jesus said to them, "Take off the globe. Clothes. Take off the clothes and let him go." Therefore many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the Sanhedrin. What are we?
Many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus done. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the Sanhedrin.
What are you accomplishing? They asked. Here is this man performing many signs. If we let him go on and let everyone who believe in him, and then the Romans will come and take away from us our temple and our nation.
Who was high priest that
Priest
year,
that he
spoke up.
You
You know
know nothing at all.
You do not realize.
Therefore many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. For some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the Sanhedrin. What are you accomplishing? What are you accomplishing? They ask. Here is this man performing many signs. If you let him go on like this, everyone will live in him, and then the Romans will come and take away force.
Many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees came out, his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, Take off the grave clothes and let him go. Therefore, many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the Sanhedrin. What are we accomplishing? Believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the Sanhedrin. What are we accomplishing? They asked. Here is a man performing many signs. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him. And then the Romans will come and take away both our temple and our nation. Then one of them, named Caiaphas, who was high priest that year, spoke up. You know nothing at all. You do not realize.
Therefore, many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the Sanhedrin. What are you accomplishing? What are we accomplishing? They asked. Here is this man performing many signs. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him, and then the Romans will come and take away both our temple and our nation. Then one of them, named Caiaphas, who was high priest that year, spoke up. You know nothing at all. You do not realize that it is better for you that one man die for the people than that the whole nation perish. He did not say this one is one, for as high priest that you are he prophets that Jesus would die for the Jewish nation. And not only for the nation, but also for the scratched children of God, to bring them together and make them one. So from then day on, they plot 50. Bloody. They plotted to take his life. Therefore, Jesus no longer moved about publicly among the people of Judea. Instead, he withdrew to region. Instead, he withdrew to a region near the wilderness, to a village called Ephraim. Where he stayed with his disciples when it was almost time for the Jewish festival, when he went from the country to Jerusalem for their ceremonial cleansing. Before the festival, they came looking for Jesus, and as they stood in the temple courts, they asked one another, "What do you think? Isn't he coming to the festival at all?" But the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who found out where Jesus was should report it, so that they might arrest him. 아이고 힘들다.
John chapter 11.
Now
Now
a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, a village of Mary and her sister Martha. This Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, had seen one who poured water on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is dead. When he heard this, Jesus said, this sickness will end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through you. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sisters and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, was 2 more days, and then he said to his disciples, let us go back to Judea. For Levi, they said, a short while ago in Jews they tried to stone you, and yet you are going back.
Jesus answered,
Are there not 12 hours of daylight?
Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by this world light. It is when a person walks at night that they stumble, for they have no light.
After he had said this, he went on to tell our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I'm going there to wake him up. His disciples replied, Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better. Jesus had been speaking of his death, but his disciples thought. So then he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead, and for your sake I am glad I was there, not there. But let us go him. Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of his disciples, let us also go, that we may die in him. On his arrival, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for the Bethany is less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in the loss of their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him. Mary stayed at home. Lord, Martha said to Jesus, if you had been there, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give now however you ask. Jesus said to her, your brother will rise up again. Martha answered, I know he will rise again.
At the last day,
Jesus answered her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who lives in me will live, even though they die, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Yes, Lord, she replied, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is come into the world. After she had said this, she went back and called her sisters Mary aside. The teacher is here, she said, and is asking for you. When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went home. Now Jesus had not yet entered the village, still at the place where they had met him. When the Jews who had been with Mary in the house, comforting her, noted how quickly she got up and entered. Supposing she was going to the tomb to mourn there. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she patted his head and said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and trembled. Where is his lady? He asked. Come and see, Lord, they replied. Jesus wept. Then the Jews said, see,
but some of them said, could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?
Jesus once more, deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone nailed across the entrance. But Lord, said Martha,
the sister of the
dead man,
By this
By
time,
this time
there is a bad odor,
for he has been there 4
days.
days.
Then
Then Jesus said,
Did
Did
I
I
not
not tell you that if you believe,
you will see the
you will
glory
see
of
the
God?
glory?
So they took away the stone. Then Jesus looked up and said, Father, I thank
I
you that
think
you
you
have heard me.
heard thee.
I knew
I
that
knew
you
they
always hear me.
always hear me.
But I said
He
this
said
for the
this for the benefit of the people standing here,
that they
that
may
they may
believe
that
you
he
sent me.
sent me.
When
When
he
he had said this,
Jesus
Jesus called
in
in
a
a
loud
loud
voice,
voice, Lazarus, come
Come
out.
out. The dead
The
man
dead
came
man
out,
came out.
his
His
hands
hands
and
and
feet
feet
wrapped with strips of
straps is red,
and a cloth
and a
around
cloth
his
around
face.
his face.
Jesus
Jesus
said to them,
Take
Take
off
off
the
the
grave
grave
clothes
clothes
and let him go.
Therefore,
Many of the Jews
who
who
had come to visit Mary
and had seen what Jesus did believe in him.
But some of them went to the Pharisees
and told them
what
Jesus has done.
Then
Then the chief priests and the Pharisees called the many other Sanhedrin.
What
What are you accomplishing?
They
They asked.
Here
Here
is
is
this
this
man
man
performing many signs.
If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him. And then the Romans will come and take away first our temple and our nation.
One of them,
Our nation,
Caiaphas, who was
who was high priest that year, spoke up. You know nothing at all.
You do
You
not
do not
realize
realize
that
it
it is better
better
that one man
than
die for the people
for the
than that
people.
the whole nation perish. He
He
did not say this on his
on
own,
his
but
own,
as high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus died for the Jewish nation, and not only for that nation, but also for the scattered children of God,
to
to
bring them together and make them one.
So
So
from
from that day on,
they
they
plotted
plotted
to take his
to
life.
take his life.
Therefore,
Therefore, Jesus no longer moved about publicly among the people of Judea. Instead, he went to a region
near the wilderness, to a
to
village
a
called
region
Ephraim,
called Ephraim.
where he stayed with his disciples. When it
When
was
it was
almost time for the Jewish Passover,
men
many went up from the
went
country
up
to Jerusalem for
for
their ceremonial cleansing before the Passover. They
They
kept looking for Jesus,
and as they stood in the temple courts, they asked one another, What do you think? Isn't coming to the festival at all? But the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who found out what Jesus was should report so that they might arrest him.